So hey everybody, it's Mickey, and it is that time of year when spring cleaning is upon us, and I know that it can be overwhelming. So today we are going to begin my new home rescue series where together we are going to create a more organized and peaceful home. Today I'm going to be starting with the 5 tips that I think are most important in helping us declutter our spaces, because I know sometimes the hardest part of any organizing project is just getting started. So if you are new here, I hope you'll take a minute to subscribe. I put out new videos every week about all things home. So while decluttering can feel like a lot of extra work up front, it's really an investment. We put in a little effort now to make everything easier going forward. In our home rescue series, we are going to work together to create a fresh start for ourselves, create healthier habits which will improve our focus and productivity over time. Most of our homes are not hoarding situations. We have some hot spots that are a little overwhelming for us, and we lack either the motivation to eliminate them or we procrastinate because we just don't know how to begin. So these are my top 5 decluttering tips that changed everything for me. The number 1 most important tip that I can share is to stop the inflow of stuff. I think sometimes this is one of the hardest things to do because now more than ever, impulse buying is so easy. It takes seconds to look up an item on your phone, purchase it, and oftentimes it comes tomorrow. This just snowballs when you're living in a disorganized environment and you end up purchasing multiples of the same item because you can't find the one that you bought 2 weeks ago. The best way to dig out from under all this clutter is to stop the inflow, at least for a little while, until you can sort what you already have and make space for those items that you may need in the future. I am guilty of this myself. I love to shop. I love to share shopping hauls here on the channel. I really do try to use all the items that I bring into my home, but sometimes there are things that I purchase that I just don't use. When you can become more intentional about what enters your home, you start valuing what you already have, which naturally reduces impulse buying and duplicate items. You can create a little bit of breathing space physically and mentally so that organizing becomes manageable instead of overwhelming. One way to do this is to create a 30-day no-buy challenge for yourself and for your family. Set your parameters, decide what purchases are going to be acceptable and which ones are not. I like to set mine up in my planner and mark the days off one by one. I color code my no-buy days, the days that I buy groceries and consumables, which are acceptable purchases during my challenge, and those days that I fall off the wagon and I buy something. Are there activities that really do trigger you to purchase something? For me, that is scrolling on Amazon and walking through Target. So for that 30 days, I commit to not doing either of those things. You decide what parameters will work for you. If you don't think you can do it for 30 days, do it for 2 weeks. It's not as difficult as you may think. If you do purchase an item, be sure that for every item that you purchase, one has to leave your house. So if you buy yourself 3 new tops, 3 old tops have to be donated. The idea is to change your thinking on what is necessary and what is not. So let's talk about clothing. It can be so frustrating when our closets are so full that we can't find what we're looking for, you can't put anything away easily, and it all becomes just so messy. Purging the clothes that you don't wear is truly the only way to open up these spaces. We just have to do it, be brutal. I know this can be hard because we have so many memories tied up in our clothes. It's said that we typically wear 20% of our clothes 80% of the time. In real life, we reach for those same outfits every week. Certain pieces just feel comfortable, they fit well, they match easily with all the other things in our closet, and they become our core favorites and the items that we actually live in. I'm not saying to get rid of your college sweatshirts. I have a t-shirt from probably every activity my kids were in growing up. They mean so much to me. I have them all packed away for safekeeping. I'm talking about, that dress you bought for that one wedding that never quite fit you right, that you just keep hanging on to for 5 years now, or that coat that is so scratchy and the arms are too short. These are the things that we need to let go of. The 3 questions that we need to be asking ourselves is, does it fit? Do I love it? And do I wear it? I have this wardrobe purging printable that is very helpful in this whole process, and I'm going to leave a link to it down below for you. Asking yourself these questions with any item in your closet can really help you decide what your next step is. Are you going to donate it? Are you going to pass it on to somebody you know, or are you going to keep it? There's also another benefit of purging your closet. As you go through the things, you really do see what you have and what you don't have. Maybe your raincoat from the last 5 years is really tattered and you just need to start looking for a new one. Or it might be time to start shopping for a bathing suit or shapewear. These are things that you can put on your to-buy list should you come across a great deal or find exactly what you're looking for when you're out and about. A great tip that you can use as you go on your organizing journey is just a simple trash bag boogie. This is where you grab a trash bag and you go around your house and you just start looking for things that you can purge. You will be so surprised how quickly you are going to be able to fill that bag. This is a great way to start your organizing project because it gets you in that mode of letting things go, and you get that sensation of just being lighter in your surroundings. I always say the hardest part about any project is just beginning, and this is a great way to get you started and focused on decluttering your space. Now for me, with pretty much any project that I have ever done, I have always had to take some time to kind of think through from the beginning into the end, because the hardest part for me is beginning, is like just trying to figure out, what do I do first? How do I even go about starting this? What is the stuff that I need? Where should I go first? And sometimes you get so caught up in how to begin that you kind of get stuck and you don't know how to move forward. So for me, with any organizing project that I do, I am looking for that like immediate satisfaction. And with organizing, you don't always get that. It takes a lot of steps to get to your finished product. So what I have put together here is something that I like to do in the beginning, because you really do get that, instant gratification. It's so satisfying to just get, just to process things, get rid of some, donate some. And I put together a list that I probably have shared before on the channel. It is a Declutter with Purpose, 101 things to toss without regret. And this is just a list of things that you can easily, grab a big garbage bag, go through your house and kind of look down these lists to see if you have any of these things that you can just let go of. Stick them in the garbage bag and move on. And I'm telling you, it does 2 things for you. It gives you that instant satisfaction, and it kind of primes you a little bit to let go of things. And sometimes, that's the hardest part, is to just let go of things and, what you hope to do with them or the memories attached to them. It's like a whole thing. So this list is so helpful. I keep this in my little family plan, my little family binder, and I refer back to it so often, and you'd be surprised on how many things that you can collect in that garbage bag to let go. So the other thing that I've put together is a very quick little tracking sheet here, and it's just kind of like a countdown. You want to let go of 100 things. So as you go through your list of all these little things that you can just toss without even regretting that you're getting rid of them, you can check off a square as you go, and by the time you get to this last row, you would have let go of 100 things. Now think about that. I mean, that's a lot of stuff to get out of your house, to pass on to somebody else that can use it, and it just clears space kind of, in your home and in your head. So I have made these available for you guys down below as a free printable, and I think this is such a great place to start for us before we really dive in and start going, room by room. It gives you that instant gratification, and it really does prime you, to just start letting go of things and starting to look at your stuff a little bit differently. So check the description box down below. There's going to be a link there for you, and you just have to download it, stick it in like your notebook, and when you have a little bit of time, start checking off those boxes, and in a few days you will be so surprised how many things that you can let go of. Donating the gently used items that you are purging from your home is a great way to give them another life. Do some research in your local communities for organizations that accept donations. Habitat for Humanity accepts decor items, furniture, sofas. Preschools and after-school programs love to receive donations of craft supplies. Look for organizations that cater to women entering the workforce. They need business apparel for interviews and to build their work wardrobes. Do you have a bunch of old bridesmaids dresses and prom dresses, formal attire? Look for organizations that cater to young girls looking for prom dresses to wear to their school dances. There are so many organizations that will even come to your home to pick up donations. Keep your list handy, because as you start letting things go, you'll want to find new homes for them within your community. One of the best ways to prepare for a home organizing project is to create a project to-do list. Simply going from room to room in your home, making an actual list of what your goal is for that space. This is a simple way to know how much time you're going to need to schedule for each project, what you will need to complete each project, and if you need to budget to purchase items for your project. This home organizing project list is a printable that you can find in my Etsy shop as part of the whole home organizing planner. This list is broken down into rooms of your home with space for you to write exactly what you want to get done there and to check it off along the way as the tasks get completed. Within the home organizing planner are several printables for you to not only plan your organizing strategy, but to create routines within your week to maintain the organization. There's a printable for your weekly home plan, checklists, calendars, and even a chore chart to get the family involved. I've also included several freebies so you can have a full package to achieve your home organizing goals. So I am going to leave a link to the home organizing planner down below for you so you can follow along and work right alongside us. And finally, so much clutter comes from holding on to things that need you to do something with them. Whether you need to put it away, to sign it, make a phone call, it's waiting on action from you. Keep in mind the touch it once principle, sign those permission slips when they come in, take your junk mail directly to the recycling bin without putting it down, carry that item upstairs and put it where it belongs, whatever it is. Decide what to do with it immediately. Don't set it aside to deal with it later. If a task takes you less than 5 minutes, do it now. If it takes longer than that, decide on what action you're going to take and when you're going to do it. Establish homes for these types of things in a basket on your stairs to go upstairs, a spot on your kitchen counter that you clear off daily. The less you have to process an item, the less clutter you will have to deal with later. So those are my 5 best tips for decluttering your home. I know there's a lot to think about, and I hope that you are excited as I am to get started. Be sure to check out those free printables that I have listed down in the information section, and I hope you'll join in on our home rescue series. I will be posting on Facebook and YouTube, so I'm sure you will find a project that hits home for you. So thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to join our communities over on Facebook and Instagram at My Bashful Life. And please don't forget to subscribe. I'd love to have you all back as part of our YouTube family. So until I see you in that next video, I hope that you love the life that you have, be kind to each other, stay safe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.